So he's willing to use a little EX meter there. He'd been saving that super, so he had the super fireball ready. But when he pushes Guile into the corner, if you're able to land that EX fireball in the corner, you can follow it up in a hit confirm usually with the ultra combo. So I think he's willing to gamble a little bit there. He did gamble, but the EX fireball did not hit, and then he threw out the ultra anyway. So what happened there? This is just a mistake. People are allowed to make mistakes, even champs.
He just fucked up. That's
there it is. It's all part of the package. So just blew it. It can happen to everybody.
It's gonna hurt. What? I would have liked to see possibly a block and an ultra 2 from Lamerboy. He's going to try and chip him out. He burns a lot of meter there, but he's got to be feeling it.
So Lamerboy actually, he won that round. He did burn a lot of EX meter he focus canceled the Sonic Boom there, which burned 3/4 of his bar for no very good reason. So he did take out Daigo. But one interesting thing, so Lamerboy had done that ultra 2 in an attempt to sort of chip Daigo out, I think. And Daigo reversaled with the EX uppercut, which is invulnerable all the way up. And so he's able to dodge around that, even though obviously it leaves him vulnerable. So I guess I had 2 quick questions there. One, on the technical side, he's known for great execution. If you can talk just briefly about, he doesn't just hit a button when he wants to do a Shoryuken. He has a whole magic finger approach. And then also maybe what was he thinking with the EX Shoryuken? Because it was a low percentage play. He knew he could get punished after it, but he was willing to gamble a little bit and try and risk a little bit of meter for that chance to maybe come back, because it is match point Daigo. This is going to be a challenge for the translators as well. So.
I'm not sure what I'm talking about with the special technique for the uppercuts.
Come on, I've watched this guy do uppercuts before. He's holding out on you people. There's definitely a press release and a piano.
こうやってボタンを弾く。ボタンの押し方。たとえ省流入力すると、一つのボタンだけじゃなくて、3本打つんじゃないですか。でも今のは EX を出そうとしてちゃんと出してますね。これはたまたまミスじゃなくて、ちゃんと出そうと思って出してるんだけど。それより入力仕方が知りたいな。入力をなんて言ったんだろう。普通に入力してボタンこう。
He doesn't think he has a special way of inputting things. It's just normal to him.
He's lying. He's playing his match bracket at 4 p.m., so I think he's trying to hold something back. But this panel's called Daigo Exposed, so I'm going to tell you what he does. So basically, when he inputs the motion for a Shoryuken, a lot of players, maybe not with the EX Shoryuken in this case, because you have to hit 2 buttons more precisely, but in the case of a normal Shoryuken, he'll do, I mean, this is familiar to some of you this maybe news to, but he'll do a press. So basically you can do 2 inputs when you're pushing a button. When you press the button, you get an input, and also when you release the button, you get an input. So you actually get 2 chances to execute the move properly as long as you've got the stick input correct. But if you're able to do what's called piano motion of your fingers over the buttons and just sort of drum them quickly across all 3 buttons, all 3 punch buttons, you're able to get not just 1 input, not just 2 inputs, but you're actually getting 6 inputs. In some situations, you don't always want to do that, but you can maximize your inputs by hitting all those buttons. So you're actually getting 6 chances to execute a Dragon Punch in a reversal frame. It's easier in Super Street Fighter 4 than it used to be, but we don't have to keep going. But
just to clarify why he was so confused, is because in that situation it was an EX.
Right.
And that's why he was saying, no, there was no special input.
But yeah, I confused 2 questions, because that's why I was saying at EX you just hit 2, but I wanted to talk about his Shoryuken technique, but because he's sort of grinding all the percentages there, but yeah.
But just like Seth said, Daigo confirmed he does the piano input, so.
Yeah, again, so nothing magical, it's just taking advantage of every opportunity that the game mechanic gives you to get your execution right. It's not just a matter of being in training mode, he's helping himself win. So let's speed things along here. Try and,
the crowd energy supporting Lamerboy here.
Lamerboy burned a lot of meter then again to defeat Daigo. So it's 1 round apiece and match point for Daigo.
Moves, but he managed to pull it off. Still match point Daigo. So Lamerboy's going to need this round to stay alive.
I'm impressed with Lamerboy's mental strength here, able to make a comeback after losing that first game. to tie this game up 1 round apiece.
Daigo pushes him into the corner. Oh, he goes for a fake cross up there with a jumping roundhouse. Lamer Boy with a nice counter, dodging under and throwing. And now they're back in the middle of the screen. Slight advantage to Daigo, but no real strength. I'm doing double commentary. This is not good. So they're grinding him out. So I actually wanted to. So he's again just sort of he's downloaded Lamer Boy. So is he content to sit back here and just sort of see what Lamer Boy reacts to? Because he's not playing very aggressively. He's got a life lead. They're about even in meter. What's the situation? Because really the pressure's on Lamer Boy in this situation, I think.
さっきずっとその相手に体力リードされて攻めるっていう展開だったんだけど、今回序盤に結構リードできて、でも画面端から逃げちゃったからちょっと攻めて倒すの大変だから、まあ、リードしてるし相手が攻めてきてくれた方がやっぱ楽に倒せるから、それで距離離して待ってます、
Basically, he has no reason to go in at this point. He's ahead on life. You know, he can just stay at a safe distance. He has a little bit of meter, and there's just no advantage for him to try to go in because he can win just by staying across the screen and doing what he's doing.
Again, yeah, just grinding out that little advantage. Very good. All right, let's look for the what comes next here with the focus attack.
Daigo content just to sit back and throw fireballs.
I think Lamer Boy actually makes a nice little adjustment coming up here. There it was. So from that position, Daigo throws out the focus attack, and Lamer Boy does nothing. And that was one of the smartest things he could have done there, because in that situation, Giles most of the time will do back and roundhouse and try and, again, advance, put some pressure on you, and have an ability to charge a sonic boom while you're doing it. But Daigo had been representing focus attack every time in that situation and actually punishing that back and roundhouse. So Lamer Boy very smartly actually making an adjustment there, not throwing out the back and roundhouse. Unfortunately, Giles didn't really have a great counter to that focus attack. He would have needed a 2-hit move or EX Sonic Boom or something, or a very crazy aggressive read. But Lamer Boy was very smart that time to not do it. So I like to see that, players adapting to one another over the course of a match.
And again, dashing back, just saying, I'm going to stay out of your range where you could possibly land a poke.
Daigo's so good at measuring distances, staying right out of the range of being hit. Able to hit with that low forward tip every single time.
Again, a high pressure situation.
Putting the pressure on Lamer Boy, maybe looking for him to jump at him again. Lamer Boy showed if you put him under enough pressure, he will do something like that. Nice footsies from Lamer Boy, but then he got an EX Fireball.
Daigo staying right outside of the range of Sonic Hurricane there. He knows that's something to
Pretty much the same situation as before. Daigo has slight advantage, but he dances into the Ultra 2 range. Was he aware that he was in a dangerous situation there, or did that come as a surprise? Was he just trying to pressure?
常にこのウルトラコンボを警戒しながら波動拳打ってたんですけど、この距離はギリギリ大丈夫かなと思ったんだけど、ガイルが前に歩いて出してるんですよね。だからこうやってボタンを遅らせると前に歩いてから出せるから、でそれをやられて、この距離本当は当たらないんだけど、彼がここで特殊な入力で入れてから遅らせてボタンでギリギリ前段フルヒットではないけどギリギリ届いちゃってるっていう状況です。だから本当ならこの距離は大丈夫、安全な距離。なるほど。
So actually, he did think he was at a safe distance, because if Guile had thrown the Ultra from the range he was at, just impeded the Ultra right there, it would have whiffed. So he thought he was okay. But actually, Lamer Boy inputted it, because what you can do, of course, with charges, charge type motions in Ultras and SF4, is you can walk forward a little bit without hitting any buttons, just a little bit, and then push back forward and then all 3 buttons. So he was able to get just enough distance by inputting the Ultra that way to hit him at the very tip. And so yeah, it was unexpected. He would have been safe, but he wasn't expecting that advance of a play from Lamer Boy.
And that's anybody who's ever played the Guile and tried to do that, that's really hard to do. And he did pull it off. So yeah, like a Kara Ultra 2 there from Lamer Boy. So impressive stuff. A little bit of additional technique that allowed him to move up just a little bit and actually take a big advantage in this clutch match against Daigo.
I think that's good. Will that take the round? No, Daigo's still alive. Now advantage Lamer Boy. 10 seconds. The crowd back on the side. Daigo's going to have to do some magic. It was a good read, but not in time. 5 seconds. Daigo chip him out.
I'm just trolling a little bit there. So, in this situation, basically, it seems to me like Daigo is now down on life. So you see his hurricane kick read, which doesn't pay off. So he goes for the Tatsumaki. It fails, but basically, I think he had to take this chance. So we'll talk to him about what happens here.
5 seconds. Daigo chip him out.
So with the Tatsumaki, I think he was just gambling because he had to risk it there in that situation. So we can confirm that.
やっぱりもう時間もないし、でも出すだろうなと、実際出してたんだけど、運悪くその足がこう回って引っ込んでる時だったから当たらなかったけど、でこの最後はもう狙ったとかじゃないですよね。もうなんかよくわかんないけど、とにかく急げなきゃと思ってやってたら相手が勝手に自滅したような感じですね。
So basically, at this point, there's really not much he can do. So he figures, just go for the hurricane kick. And he actually said that it probably would have hit, except that the hitbox on Ryu's foot on the hurricane kick is going in the actual motion of the hurricane kick. So it's in front of him, and the hitbox is actually behind him when his leg is behind him. So he was just unlucky that he thinks it probably would have hit if his foot had been in front of him.
Excuses. All right.
And then after that, he said it all just kind of went to shit and it went in his favor, but he wasn't expecting the flash kick or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody could have been predicting that. So it was, I guess, lucky he didn't get hit. Well, I want to thank Daigo for giving us his time right before his pool play. So please, let's give him all a big hand. And thank you all for bearing with me as we dove deep into Nerdland, taking a match play-by-play. And Lamer Boy, if you're out there, I really do like you. And hit me up for anything you want from the Capcom store. Appreciate you being a good sport as we ran through one of your favorite match, or one of our most interesting matches from last year's EVO 2010. Enjoy the rest of EVO 2011.